Hey guys, what's going on? So let's talk a little bit about Honor vs. Madness, Grim Gold, and give away another 1,000 Carnival tickets. And whoever checks out this video on Twitter and leaves a comment has a shot at winning 1,000 Carnival tickets. It's truly amazing to me when I go over to the Twitter. Sure, not a lot of you are watching it here on YouTube. That makes sense. I just post it here because why not? It's on my channel. And when this game is super popular, I can say, look how early I made these videos and was giving away these tickets, and nobody was even entering on Twitter that much. You come over here, we only got 4 guys. There's a 25% chance to get 1,000 tickets. Come over here to the staking page. I mean, I'm only claiming 300 tickets with 425,000 of these GG staked. And it's kind of wild that there's only those 4 guys that are going to be on there. Everything is looking good on the mic and the recording. We have solid audio here. So let's go ahead and do the spin. We'll find out who won. Don't try to message me. I'll be messaging them directly and then sending out the tickets. We'll do a little shuffle of the 4 users. Now, you do have to leave a comment. You do have to like the post. And I do ask you to repost it, though at least do the like and make a comment. And you have to be following me or I can't send you a message. We had a winner who I couldn't send a message, so I had to take him off the list because he wasn't following me. Actually, I didn't even put him on the list. I showed that in the last video. But let's do a quick spin. That we could have, I know DeFizz and Coach Vad had won. We have 2 names. Is one of the new person going to win? It does look like we're going to get an EMP fan here who's also on L1X, but congratulations to Ty. I don't know how to say this. Tybers. You are the winner. So let's go ahead and get into what we found out about what's going on with GG this week. It's something I hinted at to you guys last week, but let's go ahead and show it to you. We have the Fusion Wasp website that I showed you for Mo Metrics, for stacking my Fusion, and now Honor vs. Madness. This is the additional reward for those who might want to get into staking and into owning more GG token. You can see they're giving away $100 in tokens, or actually they're giving away 100 USDT. I'll have to double check this. I mean, it is saying USDT, so I guess you are going to win $100. You're not even winning GG tokens. And it's going to be for the person with the biggest gainer and the biggest buy. Now, right now, the website is only been up for a few hours. I don't think that this is completely accurate, but I do know that it should update. It's running on BSC. They might be working out some of the stuff this week, but you do need to do either you can get your first buy, right? Because this is just the biggest buy of the week, I believe, right? Let's see. Let's look at this one. Monday eligibility. So you have to have 5,000 to get into this, and then it's the biggest buy after that. So if you don't have any GG, you need to buy 50,000. We'll go over here, deck swap. We'll look right now. To get into here, you'd have to have 50,000 GG. That's about $34 today if you wanted to pick that up. Then once you have 50,000 going into next week, you can participate in these competitions to do either the biggest guy or the biggest gainer. Now, if you're not in GG at all, I'm going to tell you this could be your chance to get your first couple buys of GG for absolutely free. Now, other people might try this, and if they do, you're going to have some competition, but it's with the percentage gainer that you do this. This week, you do your first buy of 50,000. Next week, you come in and you buy 100,000 tokens. If the price stays at about the same, where each one of those buys is $34, you're just at over $100 spent, but you will be a 200% gain on this list of the game percentages. Now, 100,000 tokens on that second buy, this is all roughly, would not necessarily be the biggest buy of the week to win over on the left. You can have somebody come in and whale in and say, you know what, if I'm going to get $100 back for being the biggest buy, I'll put $200 into GG. And so then they're going to come in here, and this is the only real place on to buy on DexSwap. There is a place to buy on Sonic as well. I can show you that one really quick, I think. right here. This one also, if you're on Sonic, you can buy this, and I do think they'll be able to tell how much you have on each one. I know I have a few dollars over here on Sonic. I could buy like $5 worth of GG over here. It'd be my first buy of GG on Sonic. It'd just be 12,000 tokens. You can see over here 50. Let's see if there's any price difference. There is probably some people who could play some arbitrage here. Oh, I can't do that. So if I bought $33 worth, I'd get 84,000 tokens over here. So it looks like if I bought $20 worth, so over here I can get that 50,000 GG a little bit easier. Now, I do think from understanding them. Let's go back over here. A single wallet can only win once, first, second, or third place once per week. So I do think these prizes are going to be updated. So when you come here, look to this to be updated soon, because usually they have more than first and second. But I think this week, since it's the first week and a lot of people have to get their initial 50,000, they need to have this first. And so they're understanding that there's going to be some new people that can't get into it one way. So if you try to cheat, if they find out some stuff's going on with your wallets, if you're doing some kind of weird things, they're gonna ban you from it. This is a giveaway. This is something helpful. You can be looking, and you got to accept terms here. There's no other option, right? Again, here, once this stuff is updated, maybe I'll do another little video. But let's go ahead and look at the Mo Metrics one, since this one is updated and working. I actually took advantage of this last week. You can see my wallet is listed here. I did a very small buy of this week for week 20. Actually, I didn't even buy these. This is just, I own a lot, so I'm getting reflections of the token. But it is new tokens coming into my wallet. But in week 18, like what I originally did with the Mo token, I'll go ahead and show you guys really quick here in my wallet. If I go to my custom network, I have a little over 2 million Mo tokens. What I did was I bought my initial 100,000, and then I put $100 into Mo token, and I took first prize here. I actually ended up taking fourth prize on the biggest buy. So I got iced out of winning 100,000 and 500,000 tokens. But it got me to where my big buy of, I got to 100,000. That was their minimum, right? If I look here, you'll see their minimum over here on Mo tokens, 100,000 tokens. I got maybe to like 120 or something. Then I bought my way up to 1.5 million. Got 500,000 for free. Now I'm holding 200,000. The way the Mo token works over on Pulse Chain is a reflection token. I'm holding 2 million. I'm going to get free tokens all the time as people buy and compete in this competition every single week to win more free tokens. And they don't just reflect the regular token like most reflection tokens. They actually use part of their reflections to move some of their tokens off Pulse Chain. I know that seems crazy, but they put it into DeFi on some other chains. Now, eventually, maybe they'll put it on some DeFi on Pulse, but Pulse has been hurting right now. But then they're going to keep putting that into area to make more money. When they're making more money over there, they come back and they buy Mo and they burn it. So eventually, with their liquidity farming, as we're competing in these competitions, it moves around. Now, this is just to give you an example of how these competitions can help a token, and just be another reason for people to get into tokens and buying them. Now, I have to wait a couple weeks before I can try to win in Mo again, but who says I won't try to win in Mo again? I mean, I have some money on Pulse, not doing anything else. But let's go ahead. We'll go over back here to the Honor versus Madness one. Again, I did say this was coming before. I don't want to harp on it too long because I don't like to make these videos too long. But that's one of the things. Now, May Madness is going to have some other things coming to us. I have a feeling this next Thursday we're going to have some important things coming out to us that we'll be able to go over. And this next week I'll try to do this video a little earlier in the day on Sunday instead of Sunday night, so I can show you guys where this is at, where am I at. I will make some kind of purchase on here, depending on once this is all updated and we see what's going on. Now, I'm already holding, as you can see here, I'm already holding 425,000 tokens. So I'm eligible to get into this first week. Maybe one of the few people over that 50,000 mark. There's not that many people into this game yet. I mean, there are a few hundred, but still, how many of them want to buy more? Well, at least some do. We're going to go take a look really quick and look at the chart. Since this video came out a few days ago, GG has just been going up, 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 up. Then it had a huge spike, sold off a tiny bit, and now it's right around here where it was floating for a while. But from the bottom here of a few weeks ago, we've had over a 2x, even with where it's at. When it was up here, you were getting close to it, 3x. Now, I mean, the chart is an interesting one for a game token. Hasn't come down. It hasn't been able to reach its original launch price, so you're still getting in cheaper than the guys that got in at the pre-sale, because this is where we paid. We went up for a little bit, then, weekend sell off, bad news in the crypto, bad news in the world. There was some excitement that came out with the staking, with some different stuff that was going on, with some deals that were being made and announced. And we got a pump here. That was nice. Back up to being up a little bit more. But then it dropped. Then back back here, it really plummeted. Maybe some big whales decided they weren't going to sit around and wait for the game. Maybe they didn't realize what they were buying into and were hoping for some, pump to the moon token that would dump. But that's not what this is. It's a token that came out. They're working on making a game. They're hitting all their milestones. They're talking to other chains. This is why we have a token on Sonic, because they got a nice little deal with this SwapX platform to do some things and bring their token over here and to possibly launch the project on Sonic. We don't know yet. They are talking to other chains. We might find out about another one that they're going to. It's definitely going to be an interesting thing. One of the things that's kind of interesting here, if for 20 bucks you can buy 50,000 here, and you can trade on DexSwap. Swap these. You can trade 50,000 tokens for $33 worth of ETH. There's an arbitrage play going on right now that I might even try to take advantage of after I make this video. But it's definitely an interesting little thing. Another thing that was mentioned this week in the video, there was a fun little question of what kind of animals were pulling the stagecoach that's coming into the game for the new hero that's coming out. And if you said unicorns, you were wrong. If you said donkeys, you were wrong. If you said horses, you were wrong. But if you somehow came up with unicorn donkeys, which nobody hit on the nail perfectly, some people said unicorns, some people said donkeys. So that was a fun little laugh because it ended up being unicorn donkeys. Though I would argue if you said unicorn, I'd give you credit, because is a unicorn donkey not just called a unicorn because it looks like small like a donkey? I don't know. I've never heard them classified differently like that, but that's what AJ called them. So we didn't get any exact winners. I am an ambassador for the game. I'm glad I'm doing this, and we're not being paid cash or anything for pushing this, but we are, as parts of the community talking about the game a lot. They showed the cool rewards we're earning. Now they aren't accepting any new ambassadors right now, but at the end of May they might open it up again, and you get to earn cards for the game. So I earned this Judgment Bolt when I play the game. You get to earn hero executions that are NFTs, and he has hinted at that some of these NFTs will not be in the game any other way when it comes to these emotes and executions. So only ambassadors will have them, and the only way you would be able to get those are to buy them from me. So we don't know anything about values and stuff, but it's pretty cool. It's fun to be a part of this. There was the other interesting news. This is like, Andre, the guy who has made the Sonic token, they are going to make him have a card in the game. So this tweet got a lot of views when it comes to for the game, a lot of love, and there is some thought that Andre did notice this, and so with the token coming to Sonic, with us, adding the creator of Sonic to the game. It could help us bring some more fans of Andre. I know I should know how to say his last name because he's kind of famous, but I don't want to just butcher it right now, to the game. And then we got CZ here, who's also going to be coming to the game as a card. Now, our token is currently on CZ's BNB chain and Andre's Sonic chain, as those are the two games that support the GG token, are the two chains. We have the two creators of those chains, of those things, of those chains being immortalized within the game, and that is something that'll be kind of exciting. If we get, I don't know that we've gotten the same kind of love from CZ, but Sonic is kind of a newer project. I think Andre may have actually seen that he was tagged in that post and brought it to us. As you can see here, CZ wasn't directly tagged in this one. He's a little more famous. He also has stepped away from Binance, so he's not as involved, but he still is somebody who is, behind Binance and the Binance chain. And also CZ, breaker of chains. He's out. He's free. He did his, some people said, there's a lot of love for CV. Did he fall on his sword for us a little bit? Did he make sure Binance didn't go down? Did he make sure BNB didn't go down by just taking a little bit of punishment for us? I would say maybe. I think that's where we're going to end the video here today. I mean, there's no other really big news. They're still on target for their roadmaps. We had some cool rewards. We had the new staking contest coming out, and we have a token that is pumping. I mean, definitely relative in the last those are in the 15 minutes, but if you look in the last few days, I mean, that is definitely a pump and a little pullback. But if we go back up from here, it's going to be interesting. I know I was shocked. I thought, hey, let me go buy a little bit of GG, and I had like a little bit of ETH here, just like $100 worth of ETH. And I was like, wait, I'm only getting 143,000 tokens? Because, like, in the past, $100 would have gotten me like 300 or 400,000 tokens. So, if you slept on this and, you didn't get in, I don't know what to say, guys. You might have missed your chance at getting it at these rock bottom levels down here. But, if one day we're up here again and you bought in around here, would you feel bad? I don't think so. But I'm not your financial advisor. Grim Gold is a game that is still being made. It is a game that's not out, but it is by a team that, when you look at here, this is Fusion Watch to watch your Fusion wallet. Mometrics to watch another project they made on our Versus Madness is their game. The EMP Fusion site is their other project. Their vaults have just relaunched after their site that did have an issue and got hacked. And things are starting to look good in the overall ecosystem. And crypto is pumping. And, it could be a fun couple months, guys. Bye.